Kids off to camp make the dad sad, but another's gone medieval, so it's not all that bad. An idea sparks up to split a PS5. Get ready for stories, as New Dad Gaming is live.
Adult beverages are poured. The kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming. It's a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives.
My name is Trevor, and I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Each week we try to show that just because he became a dad
does not mean it's game over.
We are looking at summer haze. We are looking at the final days of summer as everything's kind of rolling down.
It hurts.
I
hurts
know.
to hear.
There was an evening we were chilling outside, and especially where we're recording from, so we're up here in Canada, and summer is so precious. But sitting outside one evening, and it gets darker a little sooner.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this isn't quite right. And then it's bored. Then you think to yourself, maybe I should get a sweater. And oh no,
yeah,
sweater weather. It's like
that's the cue. It's happening.
Oh, it's so dark. It's so upsetting. Like I'm not ready for this summer to be over soon. This summer to be over this soon. This one blasted past us.
Yeah, and I feel it now, especially with older kids, because it is getting darker sooner, and they want to be out until at least 8 o'clock. And it's starting to get really, really dark, and now that's when everyone starts to worry. So I would rather keep the sunlight, and it can change seasons. That's fine.
They'd at very least, because where we're heading towards is that it's dark until 9, and then it goes dark at 4 p.m.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Oh, can't wait. But anyway, gaming dads out there, hope you guys are having a great week. I wanted to start off the show. We got a great fan mail, or fan mail is a bit of a strong word. We got email to the show.
I like that hype. You're hyping us up. I love it.
We got a wonderful message emailed into the show, and thank you so much. Anybody wants to share a story, a thought, or a kind word besides, reach out to us at newdadgaming, newdadgaming.com. So this comes from, I believe, friend of the show. I really would believe we've spoken with this individual before. So this is Martin, who writes into us, subject, do not get a dog.
Straightforward. I like it. Okay.
It's a lovely long message. I'll try to blast through it here quickly, too. It's a couple interesting questions that come up as well we could discuss. Dear Trevor and Jeff, I hope you are both well. I have a 25-year-old, a 19-year-old, and a 15-year-old, so I'm not sure I'm officially a new dad anymore, but I love listening to your show anyways. Spoiler, as our kids continue to grow, we're going to just keep calling ourselves new dads. So we're all new dads in a way.
That's right.
I drive a truck for a living, so I've been careful what and when I'm able... Oh, my apologies. Skip the sentence. Recently, you've been talking quite a lot about a subject close to my heart. Beer. I love beer. I drive a truck for a living, so I have to be careful what and when I'm able to partake in this indulgence. Although I rarely get drunk, or as we sometimes say in the UK, pissed or pished, to the point where I'm getting too excited or become a liability, I do like a few nice beers on the weekend. I know the days of thinking I'm Motley Crue are behind me, after all. I've been loving the beer chat recently, and long may it continue. I've always interested in hearing about new beers, especially from around the world, and find myself keeping an eye out for the ones you mention whenever I'm in the supermarket. That said, I tried something recently, which I'd previously just rolled my eyes upon hearing about that. Homebrew, the ultimate dad game. I've only used kits so far, just add water and sugar in a fermentation bin and leave for a few weeks basically, and each kit made about 20 liters, but I've really enjoyed doing it. So far, I've successfully brewed a 5.6 IPA and a 5% stout. I find it both relaxing and exciting, and at the end of it, there's a 40 pints of beer to enjoy. I imagine it's a bit like people who bake cakes and how they feel doing it, only better, because it's beer, not sponge. Anyways, I just wanted to ask if you tried homebrew yourself or if you would consider it at any point in the future. As always, keep breathing, keep going, keep up the great work. P.S. Do not get a dog. We have two, both of which were obtained when I was out of town because I would have said no if I'd been home. Both of which I am left to feed and walk in all weather all the time. Both of which I love immensely. They are always happy to see me and never moan, complain, or hold a grudge because I was in a crappy mood the day before. And I know that they're both going to leave me a broken mess when the inevitable happens. Do not get a dog. Martin.
Yeah.
What a fantastic...
Wonderful message, yes.
Oh, man, my heart soared when I read this one. What a fantastic message. Martin, cheers, brother. Like, so wonderful to hear. Have a couple beer picks to discuss coming up shortly. So on the homebrew side of things, has it something that you've tried before or considered getting into?
I briefly considered it during COVID because I'm like, I need something to do. Yeah. And this is actually like a safety feature. I could make my own. But yeah, did not end up doing it. I just didn't have the space or the patience, because you do have to like leave things and tend to them and stuff. But yeah, it wasn't for me. But what about yourself?
So a couple stories I'll attack it from, and I'll try to keep it somewhat brief. So my initial foray into homebrew actually came from my dad when I was growing up. He would do homebrewing, and he tried a couple versions of it. He'd go to a store, like a kind of brewery place where you could go just do the mixing and they take care of it, then you bottle it. He then, I think, eventually graduated to actually having like glass bottles in the home and like a burper and the whole thing. And some brews were not great. Let's put it that way. Like, it didn't always work out for him. And I was, to save myself a bit, I was not of age yet to drink. And what became very apparent is that there's this massive fridge of beer in the fridge. So this was the first interactions with, okay, I'm going to perhaps pilfer a few Pilsners for myself.
Right.
As a kid who probably shouldn't be drinking yet. My suspicion was that my dad knew full well what I was doing, but the beer tasted so bad, he was kind of happy to get rid of it. So it's sort of this like, it's like, I don't want you to be doing this, but I also don't want to drink this sludge. So you go ahead, and have it. And we managed to get through some of it. Now, more recently, I'm kind of on the edge of it because I did a lot of bread baking. So like I had a sourdough starter, and so I'm in the fermentation game. And the consideration was like, would I do it? My neighbor has something called a Brewinator. So this is one of the ultimate kind of kits. So it's like this big, tall metal drum that connects like with Bluetooth. And into that, you can enter in like, okay, I am making such and such stout or such ale or whatever. And based on that, it'll control the temperature and the pressure and like everything else like that. Like, it is unbelievable. Like, it is now, but it's a commitment. Because like, again, like you got to get the ingredients, you get the hops. So, like, it takes an afternoon. I did it with them one weekend. Absolute pleasure. But it's just, again, you got to like, it's about that timing when you could pull the trigger. I think right now it would be a bit more of a hassle with the younger kids in the sense that my weekends are not really my own just yet. Like, it's very much like with the kids, with the family. But it's something I could see myself getting into just for the interesting sake of, control the own things that go in your body, like try some really wild or interesting type of brews and just kind of experiment that way. Is there anything like stopping you from doing it where it's like, okay, I'll maybe in future do it? Or it's like, you know what? I go into the store. There's a lot of great craft brews I like. We're not gonna
No,
do it.
Well, this personally, it's I have a tendency to start things and not finish them. So I don't want to go out and buy all these materials and then, never actually commit to it. So I can see, or, do it once and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. So I think that's what's kind of stopping me, is like, do I want to, and am I going to actually do things? And then having an older teen, like, do I want to expose them that, or like they're going to be probably hunting for this stuff pretty soon. Do I want it literally readily available on my doorstep?
Right there.
Not sure.
Yeah.
So.
So certainly a few adventures in it. I think the baby step is to just go to one of those wine and beer making kit stores,
Right.
where like at least like up this way with us, you can walk in the store, pick it, put it all together. It starts to ferment and everything. You just leave.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much you're just showing up to take up a little space on there, pay for stuff, take up some space on the shelves, and then leave. And at the end of it, you just like end up with bottles. I think that's kind of a nice halfway. And then you still get the benefit of like, this is precisely what I wanted to drink, and like this is, hey, come on
Right.
over for my own like homebrew, like Trevor Brow or whatever I want to call it.
Yeah, we need to think of a name. I am good friends with a guy that owns a brewery, and I go in there regularly and just shove their hops and do their jobs for them for a little bit, and see all like the cool controls and
Yeah.
and then drink and then leave. That's been enough for me, but
That's
I appreciate people that put the effort in.
That's quite the exposure. So yeah, well, stay tuned. I would imagine it might be something we do a foray into in the coming years. Anybody else listening who has experience and thoughts on it, any new dads out there brave enough to make their own beer, right into us at newdadgaming.com.
I thought you were gonna switch it to newdadbrewing.com.
Newdadbrewing.com. Oh man, is that available? I gotta check that URL. Just like that's not a bad name in the slightest.
It's our sister station over New Dad Brewing.
Now,
Check us out.
Again, referencing the message, he always likes to look into the supermarket, and one this week you absolutely will not have.
Okay.
Because it's a microbrew, and the other one you absolutely will.
Yes.
So both sides, and like clearly you've seen it. So for myself, I was looking at it's from my favorite local brew, and this is here located in Ottawa, up in Canada.
Oh, yes,
so
yes.
if you happen to be up this way, drop by. They are fabulous. But they did a kind of smaller release called the Big Squeeze. So citrus lager. It is almost as though you're having a sour, in the sense that like it has a kind of a fruitiness to it, but without the sour part of it. And again, the thing that I liked, it was like 4%. Because one of the constant complaints on the show is that, hey, this beer looks delicious. Oh, cool, 9%. I can't do anything tonight.
Right, yeah.
So I did appreciate too. They did like bring it down that little bit, but what I was saying, citrus cerveza, light, refreshing body, zesty twist that knocks it out of the park. Brewed with a touch of pomelo, the sun-kissed quencher brings a natural zing that's perfect for hot summer days, ballpark nights, and extra innings with friends. Whether you're calling the squeeze play or squeezing in one more round, Big Squeeze is a game changer. And I would hearken to that. Excellent summer beer. I've picked up a couple and certainly been enjoying it. So, sorry, folks, no chance you're going to get this one.
You could try to go to their website, see if there's international shipping, but I don't
even
think
that
so.
sold out. Currently on the website, it's sold out.
Okay.
So I don't know what to tell. What I can segue it into is that if you're able to find something with a citrus that isn't a sour, you can experience this type of thing where it ends up being this like really nice, refreshing thing.
Right.
So what small, tiny microbrew did you venture out and find this week, Jeff?
Yeah, absolutely not. The complete opposite. Asahi, super dry lager. It's basically a lager. It's Japanese beer. It is, I think, it started in Japan, but it's brewed everywhere. I think in Canada, Molson Coors does it. So it's bottled everywhere. It should be readily available. 5%. It's just easy enough to drink. And there was one switch up that I forget who I was out with friends, and somebody noticed that I was drinking it, and they're like, "Oh, well, which kind is it?" And apparently they import in Canada from either Molson Coors, which is like domestic, or from Italy. And the one from Italy has completely different hops.
Oh wow, okay.
And tastes completely different, and nobody likes it. So I was just looking up reviews before I came on, and I'm like, oh, didn't get that version. So if you're out,
I was expected to be like higher quality, and it's like, oh, like it's easier on the stomach, and it's like so smooth. But instead, it's like nobody likes it. They hate this version.
yeah, it could be like you're used to like this baseline, and then something, even if it comes along and it's better, they're like, no, I don't expect this. I don't like it. So I have yet to try the Italy version.
You have to try the Italy version.
I know that might be just next week to compare it.
Like,
oh yeah,
please. All right, say Gaming Dads, any other recommendation you'd like to throw out yourself, reach out to us. Same places I listed before. Won't do it again. Now onto a bit of gaming news. Had a interesting suggestion from my youngest about splitting for a PS5.
Oof.
Now,
Splitting with you.
To be clear. So they pay half, I pay half.
Yes.
So this comes about because main system in the house is an Xbox. They enjoy it quite a bit. They'd like to kind of have another next gen system so that they can both be playing Fortnite together, or even like the other games that they do. And the thoughts started to come about, like, what if it was a PS5? This would be great. And then they started asking, like, how much does it cost?
Yeah.
Now, roughly, like, Canadian, you can find them. Like, I've honestly seen as low as $350.
Really?
But even for like 400 or so. So like the general thought was, if you guys, it's like, you know, Dad, would you consider? It's like, yeah, if you guys come up with like $200 from chores or yards or like birthday money, whatever you get, like I would also pitch in 200 because I'd use it and we can get one for the house.
Okay.
So it was like, the idea was like set sail. Just
all
like,
right.
So there it is. And this is like, I gotta be honest, like pretty excited. Like, oh man, like that's pretty, like how cool. I'm gonna like co-buy a system with my kids for like a system I don't have. And like, you know, obviously some interest in for sure. Terrible year to get it because this is still in the year of no buying games.
Right.
But
Yeah.
for the very least, I can blast through some backlog of games.
That's right.
Have.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever gone splitsies for a system with your kids, like to then buy it for the house?
No, actually, I don't think I've ever split with them. Coming from a family where I always split with my brother growing up, and then I would keep the console. Maybe there's some trauma there that I'm avoiding. But no, I've never split with them. When they turned 5, they got their own 3DS, and then any other system was actually for either my birthday or something I've bought. So,
yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like stoked. I thought it was great. Now here's my challenge though: is that the little brother was adamant about it, like he was all about it. Now the older one was a bit more ambivalent, and it sort of makes sense though, because the older definitely hogs the PS, like the current Xbox. You know what I mean? Like we try to get them to split, but ultimately the older brother's going to older brother. Like you can speak to that, and you know how that goes.
Absolutely.
So the little brother, of course, he's a little more excited to do it because this would mean that he would more often get to play a next gen system.
Yeah.
Right. But ultimately, so the two of them are at camp, and I'll talk about that story a bit later. They come back and they're talking about it, and it did not seem to land.
Okay.
Like
All right.
The current situation on the ground is I do not think it's going to go through, unfortunately. Like it looks like it's a floated idea. And what I was concerned, I'll say this, what I was most concerned about was if I would lead them into it. Like I was being, I did not want to put my hands on the scale. It's like, hey guys, you know what would be great is if we.
Well, your dad runs this podcast, and this would be really great content if you could go ahead.
Wouldn't it be great to have a PS5, guys? Like, wouldn't that be cool? All three of us. So, like, I absolutely just backed off of any kind of discussion about it because it felt so awful to try to like lead them into that type of thing or to like keep bringing it up or ask them about it. So he said it. I think I'd be willing to do that. Like, here's the parameters. Let me know, and then just didn't mention it again. And you know what they ended up buying instead?
No.
A metal detector.
What?
Yeah, so you know metal detectors, Jeff? You know those cool guys on the beach that like zip around and they find coins and things?
Right. Yes.
Metal detector.
So okay, but is that an investment to get more money?
So
for the PS5 because that's genius.
If they find gold.
Yeah,
or diamond
coins.
Necklaces, maybe something could work out. But at the same time, it's cool. Like if you guys actually use this thing, and this isn't just some sort of weird flight of fancy. We found one for like $50 on Amazon. Had good reviews. Like it's sort of like, I guess it works, but like, and it's kind of neat. It's kind of sciencey. It's like outdoorsy. You have to be outside to use the damn thing. Hard to complain. Yeah. I'm not going to use it. I don't get the benefit like I would of the PS5, but like, man,
Oh,
Cool.
come on. You're going to be out there at night with a headlamp, metal detector, your lawn.
Beep, 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 beep.
Lost my keys one day.
Oh, this thing all paid off.
Yeah.
Like I said, we got to
Wow.
get enough. We have to find enough pirate booty in order to afford a PS5.
That's so funny how they switch gears like that. That's quite the distance.
What a left
away.
turn! Just
Yeah.
complete absolute curveball as far as like where they landed on that. So
Yeah,
you can
that's
imagine
great, though.
I'm like, all right, guys, what'd you decide? Metal detector. It's like, cool.
I honestly, I appreciate just the outside of the box thinking. Like, don't you wish to have a little bit of that left in you? Like, get rid of the logic
man.
a little bit, right? Get rid of that and be like, you know what? Metal detector. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll say like that's what I was fairly excited to order it for them for that reason, where it's like awesome and that's weird. It's like it's different. Like I could see it being cool. I hope you guys use it a lot. Like try it. Like let's go. Let's try things. Like whatever. Roll. And they both save up money. They went into their safe. Like I ordered on Amazon. They refunded me the money I spent on Amazon. So I guess that goes into the PS5 bucket.
Who who needs a lemonade stand? You got a metal detector. Now you need two. Yeah, you need to set them out both ways, east and west. Cover the territory.
Oh, absolutely love it. But hey, gaming dads, if you have any experience with splitting consoles you can speak to, would love to hear about it at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. Now, speaking of being in the woods, doing old school type of activities, seems like you're revisiting not the current version of the game, but rather the old version of a game and loving life. What game are you getting into this week?
Yeah, so I am picking back up on Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 on the Steam Deck and still playing, again, Death Stranding 2 when I can. The thing is, I switch back and forth just to kind of preempt this. Death Stranding 2 is like a horror game. It's dark, it's desolate. You're trying to connect the world, and it can be very, I don't know, heavy at times.
Moody.
Like, yeah, there's lightness to it, but like it's a lot at times. So I've never finished Kingdom Come Deliverance. I love the game to death. I have like 80 hours into this thing.
Wow.
And I'm just like halfway through because I'm just taking my sweet time with it. And an example of that, like you mentioned at the top, is I'm in the woods, Trevor. I'm in medieval times. I'm in the woods. I was supposed to I was set on this side quest to hey, there's a bandit leader. You have to go and destroy their camp and let me know about it. I set off on my horse. It's getting kind of dark, but then I hear these birds and I remember I have another side quest about finding this guy's birds. And I was just,
let's go.
and
It's such a graduation into a dad activity
totally.
as far as bird watching. This is phenomenal.
right. I kind of liken it to metal detectors. You're just in the forest having a great time. I'm listening for these birds to try and capture them to bring it back to the one dude that lives 2 towns over. I have to horse it all the way back, and everything is just real time, right? So I immediately thought of you doing it because I still remember our conversations when you're trying to play Fallout, and you're like, this lady with a chair needs her chair fixed. Meanwhile, nuclear fallout's happening, and you're like, no, I need to help this woman.
Yeah, my son is missing, and I'm trying to avoid nuclear apocalypse. What's that? You need a rocking... Oh, right this way, old lady. Let me spend the next 20 hours gathering materials.
Right? So I am doing the same thing. I'm in this world, and I'm just having a great time. I'm actually doing work within the game world. Next thing I'm doing is alchemy. So you have a whole alchemy bench, and you have to go pick the flowers and the herbs. And you have to bring it back, and you literally there's ingredients on a book that you have to look at and then look back. There's no menu screen; it's a book, and you have to mash the flowers and then pour in the liquids of whatever they are and boil it and make sure it boils correctly. And I'm doing that, but it's so relaxing, and I don't know why. It just feels like I'm just in this world soaking it all in. So
Man, it's got this really lovable jank to it. So I'm watching.
It does.
I'd seen some clips of it, but as we were watching this particular playthrough, we're recording live and we're watching some YouTube. Man, it feels like that old Oblivion type jank, or even Skyrim,
yes.
where at some point it kind of feels like the devs just like threw a bunch of stuff in there. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, just do whatever you want. Like, there's some story stuff, but there's also like this cabin and a witch, like whatever you feel like.
Yeah.
And you just kind of strut around. Like, it's like, maybe I'll go over here for a while. Like, what's that?
Yeah.
You need a dog? I'll just go over here and find a dog. What's that? It's been 80 hours and I haven't accomplished anything? Cool.
Nothing. Yeah, no, it totally, some people have said, like, it gives them Oblivion or Morrowind kind of vibes where they're they're out there just tooting around.
Just love it. So that, I'd be, what is your thoughts on the sequel? Do you think like they didn't, like there's a charm to this game when I'm looking at it?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, there's something so, peaceful's the wrong word, because ultimately, like, you're fighting and things like that, but there's not the heavy pressure or overarching massive world-ending space creatures coming in, and if you don't finish in the next, like, 20 minutes, and, like, bombastic guns and upgrades and things like that. It looks, you're like a peasant just stumbling around some forest, like, having a good time.
Yeah.
Do you think, and I do appreciate the, for instance, like the menu type thing where it's, you need to get these materials, but you're like looking at a book as opposed to the on screen.
Yeah.
What's your sense on the update? Like, so when we get to the new year and we can buy new games, are you, from your review of the new one, as far as what you've seen, have they done away with some of the jank that makes this charming, or does it seem like they've kind of thread the needle and kept it in with while removing some of the annoyances?
Yeah, I think there definitely is still some jank there. I'm just wondering more about because the graphics have obviously been updated and the whole thing's just, the scope is like enormous, right? So getting lost in this world compared to getting lost in that world, you know, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm like, how big is it? Because this one's big. I don't need days in game travel. But I am wondering how they kind of reset your character, because it's the same character, right? So in this one, in order to do the alchemy and read the book, you have to learn to read first. So you have to go to the scribe, and all the books literally look janky because you haven't learned it yet, and then you slowly level up, and then the words start appearing to your character, and you can actually pass checks when you're talking to people because your speech improves and you can understand the letter that they give you, and all that stuff changes. So in a sequel, you're the same character, you know all this stuff. So like, do you get gonked on the head and forget it all? Like, I'm interested in how they reset it in a way that makes sense. And like, it could be totally Looney Tune and be like, yeah, you fell down a cliff and you forget everything. That would be fine to me, to be honest. I just don't want them to shove something in and be like, well, you know how to read, but you don't know how to read Latin, like, or something. So
I wonder, or if it's even just like, if you did not level, because I don't think, it doesn't sound like you need to level up reading necessarily.
You don't need to, no.
So I wonder if they Mass Effect like look at your old save file and just say, okay, you know how to read. That's fine. You have it from before. Kind of giving you almost like an impetus to continue your character, as opposed to, well, it doesn't matter because I start from zero anyways.
Right. If they did that, that'd be awesome. What would be horrible for me is I'm playing this on Steam and KCD2 is on PS5. I would get it on the PS5 because it looks gorgeous, right? And I don't think the Steam Deck can handle it. So if it's like, hey, we'll look at your save, I'd be like, but it's on another system.
I remember, like, so speaking of, I don't know who else remembers this, but it's something I appreciated so much with Mass Effect. So, because they solved that problem. So when you were going from Mass Effect to Mass Effect 2, if you were switching, God, I think they might have even charged for it, now that I think about it. Oh. Yeah, I think they charged for this.
Oh, no.
That totally makes sense. But it was kind of worth it. I think it was like $5.
Okay.
But what it would do is, if you came from another platform, so with Mass Effect, like, you would make decisions, and those decisions would stay for the entirety of the game, like all through 1, 2, and 3. So, like, you know, you let this person die, you saved or didn't save the civilization, whatever it is. And I remember, like, I was really upset because I had a gaming PC, barely played Mass Effect 1, not going to handle Mass Effect 2, and this was on the Xbox 360. But I paid for this update, and what it would do is it was kind of like an interview process where it brought you through all of the decisions you could have made when you played on the other system. So it's like, it's like, so when you were presented with the option to go to this system or this system, what did you choose? And it's like, oh, I chose to do this. And it's like, oh, and Shepard valiantly went to this system. When he arrived there, he talked to, and then like it asked you
Right.
again, like who was a person.
Oh.
So it allowed you to backfill the story from whatever, like what other system you played. I cannot describe how much I appreciated it.
Yeah.
Because like I was
That's a neat
so
way to do
invested
it.
in that story, but I had to play it on this new system, and I was so scared about losing the world and like character that I'd already built. I'm like, oh, it was fabulous. I was so happy. Like I said, I think they charged for it.
I mean, that's not shocking, but if it was a relatively low
But
price and
it was like
didn't,
five. It was honestly, it was
Yeah.
something like $5. So it's like
Yeah.
I all day long. I think that's fantastic because the other option is just to replay it on this new
Right.
system, and then you have to rebuy the old game. So
yeah, that's a lot of hours
Yeah.
to sink in. So
yeah,
that's a neat way to do it. Okay. Maybe.
I appreciate it. I'm not sure if I've ever seen it again in another game. So I'd be curious to see what happens in Kingdom Come, to see
Yeah.
how exactly it handles like, oops, you got bonked on the head. You no longer can read. It's like, great. Oh, we're doing amnesia. We're doing amnesia. We're
We're doing amnesia. It was all a dream. You didn't know anything.
Deliverance 1 never happened. Forget
Yeah.
those bad graphics. Don't think about it.
Those birds you caught never happened. Sorry, you spent all the time out in the woods for nothing.
Oh my lord. Oh, that's great. So wrap it up really quick with 2 quick items. I realized that on the one show I should bring up a video of it too. Oh, never mind. Sorry. The thing I want to talk about was peak. So
Oh,
like, and 2
right.
things to mention. So there's like peak your kid's experience, and then peak the controversy, which is it's like, oh my, oh no. And this is obviously near and dear to our hearts because it involves what do you call it, Roblox. So
Oh,
so
yes,
discuss,
I do know about this one. Okay, yeah.
so
When
discuss-
you mentioned
but this-
controversy, I was like, what?
yeah, but started like Peak seems like an hilarious game, and I thought specifically be interesting with kids. So I'm kind of curious around. I don't know if you've played it with them.
I haven't, but I had
Okay.
to kind of get them started. So this is my 12-year-old asking to buy Peak because it's on sale, Dad, and it's only
course.
$6, right? So I'm like, okay, the last show they were playing a lot of Roblox, Grow a Garden. I'm like, anything to kind of like maybe move them away from that. So I'm like, okay, that's fine, but I do want to put in that you're to be on a separate call with your friends because this has, I believe, proximity chat in it, which makes it fun, but like not for a 12-year-old out in that kind of system. So that's the rule, that you have a separate chat with your friends. You talk to them that way, and then in game you just kind of do the game, right? So they're very excited to do this. Will note for any parents out there, you do have to turn off some of the parental controls to even allow them to have it, and then you can turn them back on because it's about like in the store. I think it's considered like a mature game of some sort. It might be the online portion of it that kind of
Yeah.
tags it as that. So just FYI to people out there that if they can't buy it, that's why you have to turn off that one option and then flick it back on. But yeah, they've been having a blast in it. I watched them for a bit and it looks super hilarious. It's something that I think in my younger days I would totally play this. Right now I would not, but it looks fun. It looks fun, especially if you have a good group of friends. It looks hilarious.
Yeah, like it's a relatively small game, which is awesome. Like I think it's a pretty small studio. I don't think I'm misrepresenting it.
No, yeah,
And-
I think it's pretty small.
And it's all about the cooperative play. Like the 4 of you are trying to like climb up a mountain. Or, I think it's 4. Like, but
I believe
Look-
it's 4, yeah.
yeah, local chat. You help each other up. You can lay ropes, and like one person goes up, they use the next rope. You pull the person. Like it's cooperative, silly, and of course like weird things happen, and thus the fun of such a game. Like it's almost made for Twitch streaming, ultimately. Right.
Yeah.
So that was great. So it came out well reviewed. People liked it. Fun. Away we go. The controversy that I did want to kind of cover because it's covers something we speak about almost weekly, was with Roblox, because very quickly the game was absolutely ripped off
Right.
from Roblox. Now, it's difficult from a concept point of view. It's like cooperative climbing game.
Yeah.
Okay, like it is unique, but like, you can't necessarily say like, oh, you're never allowed to touch that again, right? Because that's
Yeah.
not necessarily how games work. But this was just like, I'm talking like the characters, the animation, like everything possible, like just ripped off.
Yeah.
To the point where I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the quote from the dev is like, "I'd prefer you pirate my game than play this on Roblox."
Yeah.
Like
I did read that. Yes, that is right.
And
Because it's copied right down to even like the name. This one's called Peak, and I believe the Roblox one is called Cliff. So like it's right down to the single word. Not even trying.
Just call it like Meek or something. Like don't even like. let's bring that up.
Or keep.
Peak.
Just make it backwards, and instead of the mountain, you go down a valley.
Peak
I don't know.
on Roblox. Roblox Cliff.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Which again, I don't like how somebody's coming in here, and what he's saying is like the developers gave the okay to pirate, and it's like that's not
what they're saying.
That's not
They're
the tone of the message.
Yeah.
Because what they said, and it comes from Aggro Crab, which is I suppose the developer. To be honest, would rather you pirate our game than play this microtransaction riddled Roblox slop ripoff.
Yeah.
Oh, they call it Rift. Like the animation style is exactly the same, and just that it's that horrific tiny microtransaction that Roblox has that they just like shoved on top of it.
Yeah.
That's just God. I really dislike that platform. Like it's getting harder and harder to abide by it.
And
like
it's so big, it's so huge that of course you're going to get kids to play something for quote unquote free when everyone has access to it. And it's harder to sell your game that you worked hard. And it's not, again, like you said, it's not like an advanced topic. It's not layered in any way. It's a simple concept, but like it's executed well, and someone had to do it. And now you created all this buzz around it, and then you have this copycat that takes the wind out of your sails a little bit, right? Like that's meh.
Oh, it just looks garbage. Like the best part, I have to imagine at some point a kid's gonna say like, "Oh, look at this game Peak! It totally ripped off Cliff from Roblox. Unbelievable."
I guarantee you that's already happening with a bunch of games. Yeah.
You have to,
because that's where they see it first. That's where they interact with it first.
Yeah, to open up the luggage, like and the special chests and everything, you have to pay to do so. You have to pay to revive people. Oh, yeah, man, something's coming, man. Like a reckoning is coming. Like this just can't keep going on.
I'm surprised, honestly, that it hasn't been trademarked into oblivion. To be honest, especially with Nintendo and other.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I don't think, depending on where, like, whoever the developer of this ripoff is based, I'm sure you can't necessarily go after them, because if they are developing out of Croatia or, like, China, or, if they don't have the same laws or rules, like, you can't really go after them. However,
I think it's publicly traded, though, right? So, like, they got to have some sort of... I've seen there has been swirls of some laws going into place and try to, like, children's safety acts and stuff on this, but... I don't know, man. Like like you said, there's got to be something that happens. This is getting almost too big for its own good. And
see, I would think the best you can probably do is have the major platforms basically just ban it. So totally. PC, if that's a Wild West, you're not going to touch it. But like Xbox, Switch, man, even like Mac, even iOS and Android, you could have. Well, again, Android's sort of Wild West. iOS though, you could almost see a case being made. The challenge would be is that if those platforms are making money on the microtransactions, that'll be an incredibly small, hard sell.
Yeah.
In the sense that, like, yeah, I'd love to turn off this $8 billion a year moneymaker.
Right.
Because you don't like that it rips off some games, but
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's
upsetting. I don't know where it goes. If anything, yeah, like I get the sense that we are hurtling towards banning it from this house again, because I really am starting to detest this platform.
Yeah, it gets harder and harder with school, I think, because again, every kid plays this and it works on every single device. So
yeah, it's
gonna be hard.
That is a really good point, because like all their friends, this is where their friends hang out, and if like, no, I don't want you to hang with your friends on the one online space where they're all at, like it becomes difficult.
Yeah.
So what do we do? So instead, we'll just I will buy 4 copies of Cliff and just like hand it out to the rest of the kids. Like, here, like do this instead. Please.
What you'll do is you'll end up getting a PS5 and be like, hey, here, go over here.
Everybody come to my house. I own half a PS5.
Yeah.
I got some
That's right.
controllers. No, not that one. That one's mine. Use the rest of them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Go
There you
from
go.
there.
Report back.
Yeah, so gaming dads, try to avoid the Roblox if you can. Unfortunately. In other words, at very least, purchase Cliff to support the actual... Oh, sorry, Peak. Purchase Peak so you can support the actual developer of this game.
Yeah.
It's a space to watch over this next while. Hate to end on a sour note. Hey, we got to tell you what. We had a chat. We don't tend to interact. So we record this live. We stream to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Always happy to have folks come around. We don't tend to interact live with the fans just because, or any like chatters, just because like we have a show notes, like we have a thing to go through. But to end on a bit more of a high note, we had a listener joining us on YouTube, Alex Smith, and asks us, wondering what you guys think about Donkey Kong Bonanza. As someone who played Mario Odyssey, I think it might be similar, but worse version. Okay. Now, if there's ever been a game that has like piqued my interest in the Switch 2, honestly, like it's this one.
Yeah.
Because Mario Odyssey was stunning, fantastic. You know, you see often places giving it like 10 out of 10, and I think it's well deserved. Like it's a absolutely phenomenal game. Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Bonanza feels like it's just the next Mario game, except they wanted to shift it up a little bit and just put in Donkey Kong. And there's just something so amazing about the smashing mechanics where you're just like blasting into the side of the mountain and you're punching. The animation, like the visuals, the graphics. Like I think I cannot speak from personal experience. If Nintendo's sending us Switch 2 review devices, they haven't shown up yet.
Yeah.
But as of this writing, we don't have Switch 2s. But this is one of those titles where it's like, that looks like an unbelievably fun time. Like,
It does look really fun. I've seen some clips of it, and I haven't seen like the full trailer, but like again, Donkey Kong in itself is just, hey, let's just literally barrel through the world versus Mario being a little bit more of a tight platform and you have to like figure out the puzzle, right? But one thing that I saw in a short clip was that you can pick up the world, right? So you can pick up mud, wet it, and then make a mud bridge. And like, cause it all sticks together. I'm like, oh, so they put in like those Zelda elements where you can like build things and destroy at the same time. I'm like, that's neat, because I bet you a lot of speedrunners or something that has figured out ways to beat the world without going to the next level, right?
Yeah,
that's something that I found kind of cool.
No, it just looks like a blast. Like it's got that same type of energy. The new mechanics are like the punching and the smashing, the burrowing down where you're not supposed to be, like you said, like, and then building with the mud. Apparently the interaction with I think it's Daisy, is the princess that's with him. Apparently she has like different powers that kind of complements him, and they are able to do different things.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, just it looked amazing. Like it's if anything one of the more tempting things from the Switch 2, where it's like, oh, like if I ever got my hands on the console, that's like a day one purchase, because that thing just looks phenomenal.
We're watching some footage now, and I'm getting trauma with the minecart. I'm like, oh, they brought back the minecart.
You knew that was going to make an appearance. I was trying to find like some of the smashing stuff where it actually just like goes down into the world at any one point.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, an absolute successor to our Odyssey. I think it's, from the reviews of what I've seen, it looks unbelievable. So I think it's a worthy successor, something to check into. So there we go. I wanted to end it on a high note.
Ended on a high note. Look at that. Good job.
Just because otherwise, man, that got upsetting towards the end of it. But we got to see what we can do about Roblox.
We had the old man yelled at Cloud, old man yell at Roblox. We
Yeah,
needed those segments. There you go.
It's going to be its own brand new thing. We definitely need a special tune just for that. Jingle, just for that particular moment. But hey, gaming dads out there, thanks so much for listening to the show. If you have any stories, any ideas, anything you'd like to contribute, again, huge thank you to Martin for the email this week. Just like fabulous to read that through. Glad that we can read it on the show and discuss brewing a little bit. Gaming dads, do you have a similar story? Have you done brewing? Thoughts on going half and half with kids on a console, the peak controversy, Donkey Kong Bonanza, anything in between. One of the greatest parts of the show is interacting with the gaming dads. Right into us at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. We'd love to hear from you. If you like the show, you can find us on all the major podcasting networks. Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, YouTube, anywhere you find your podcast. Just search, and Caster, just search for New Dad Gaming. If you do find us on there, 2 things that you can do that help. Give a subscription. Really helps to know when we get new shows. And leave a rating or a review. Helps other dads know that this is top tier gaming, New Dad Gaming content, right, but also helps boost the signal, and we appreciate it dearly. So if you do that, we'd appreciate it. Send us a note you've done so. We'd love to shout you on the show. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. Until next week, my name is Trevor, and I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Remember, everyone, just because you became a dad
does not mean it's game over.